So I had some trouble here with both my video and my audio. I have cleaned, diced, and cooked my white potatoes. They are now going through the potato ricer. If you don't have a potato ricer, you can feel free to mash the potatoes. All right, so my potatoes have cooled. So now I add my eggs. Salt. Again, recipes in the comments. And then my flour. And then I'm going to work all that together and form my dough ball. Okay, just like any dough recipe, it's less about the recipe, more about the texture. So you want to basically want to incorporate it so that when it's not sticky anymore, right? That's why you don't put all the flour in at once. It's easier to work on the table than in the bowl now. Part is you want to cut off a piece. All right. And then you just want to roll it. About the size of your finger is what you're going for. Okay, once you roll it out, about 3/4 pieces, 3/4 of an inch. I do not have a gnocchi paddle, so I'm going to use a fork. And basically what you're doing is you're taking it, try the back end, the fork. You're taking it with your finger and you're spinning it down. You're trying to get the grooves on it because that's just going to catch more flavor. They don't have to be perfect. So again, just take your finger down. All right, so this is what 5 pounds will make. Now, I put this one in the freezer already. If you look, now these can individually be, well, you can freeze them in a bag. They're not going to stick together. They'll just break right off. So if you're going to make them, might as well make extra, then freeze what you're not going to use. Last week I made gnocchi and I froze a bunch of it. So what I'm going to do, just to show you finished up, I'll show you some pictures. We served it over chicken marsala, but here I just throw in a pot of water, going to boil some water. We'll cook the gnocchi in the water real fast. I'm browning some butter, going to put a little bit of garlic in it and some Parmesan cheese and finish it off. And you can have this as a side dish, or, you know, there's so many dishes you can use for gnocchi for a main course. Browning butter gives it a nutty flavor. And one of the things you'll notice right now is that it's starting to bubble up. It's going to foam up, right? So what's happening is the butter's separated and the milk solids are falling to the bottom. And I'm just using some garlic, to be honest with you. I'm not going to pop a fresh clove just for this. All right, you'll see that it's just starting to foam up. There's more clusters popping up. This goes very quick, so it can go from just right to overcooked. You don't want that. You can control your heat. The higher the heat, the faster it's going to go. Again, I got a bag of frozen gnocchi. I'm not really hungry. I just had lunch. So I'll put a couple pieces in here. Even from a frozen state, it'll cook up very fast. And you know gnocchi's done when it starts to float. As you can see, the gnocchi is actually floating at the top. That's how you know it's done. You don't want to overcook it. You can give it a minute. It's not overly sensitive, but that's how you know the gnocchi is done. I got my saute pan here with my brown butter and garlic. I threw a little parsley in there, dried parsley. I caved and ordered a gnocchi board. It's much easier than a fork. One more gadget I got to find room for in my kitchen. All right. Let's see. So I got my gnocchi back on the stove. Toss that for a minute. Parmesan cheese. That's garlic, brown butter, Parmesan cheese, and a little parsley. Hey folks, it's time with Wayfinder Realty, your host for Sold on Flavor. This week, fresh gnocchi. Well, this is frozen. But homemade gnocchi, I can say that. And a brown butter with garlic, Parmesan cheese, and a little parsley. Let's give this a try. This is something to be shared with a friend in your new home. If I can be of assistance, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Until next week, take care.